What's going on, fellow Digidestins? This is Collectibles for Life YT coming to you with another deck profile. This time on my undefeated Mega Zoo. That's right, guys. I've been playing Mega Zoo for the past, I think, 2 weeks now, and both times have gone undefeated. I've battled against the Happy Meal deck and other good meta decks, and I am very happy with the results. So without further ado, let's get started. Alrighty. So for my first selection, I run the 4 Digimons. They state once per turn, if this Digimon has jamming, trigger, draw 1 card. It's when attacking. It's really good because it combos out with the Vmon that's in this deck as well. I run this over the Upamons because I feel like the Upamons are very situational, and I feel like this is a guaranteed draw. So that's why I run 4 of these and only 4 of these. Next, for our rookies, we actually do run some rookies in this Mega Zoo build, and we run 4 Vmons with the jamming. Automatically makes you really aggro, allows you to attack and destroy a security. Plus, it has jamming, so it might survive. And comboed up with its Demi Vmon form, you get to draw a card, so it gives you a better hand. So that way you can be aggro. Our next ones, 3 Gomamon. I was running 3 of this guy right here, but I felt like having to hardcast it wasted my memory, my time, and you don't always get something out of him. So it's one of those situations where I felt like he definitely was too unstable for this deck, pretty much. Not consistent enough. So I run these Gabumons. I can either hard play them or I can evolve onto the Demi Vmon and get a card regardless. Either way, I'm thinning out my deck, so that's why I feel Gabumon's definitely the better answer. And believe it or not, that's it for our rookies. We only run 7 rookies because, again, you know, it's Mega Zoo, so it's gonna be mostly Megas. So our next part are Megas. I run 4 Vanilla Hyandramon. He's there mostly for the ability to digivolve into our bigger guys. He's a 10 cost, so you can always cast him. You're gonna give your opponents 10 memory, but you don't care. Memory is not a thing that you want to choke your opponent on in this deck. This deck's just literally about just going aggro, and you can give them as much as you want, to the point that they actually end up not being able to use all the memory, so they skip it to your turn. So you run 4 Hyandramons. Next, I run 4 of the Duranduramon, I think is what his name is. Duranduramon. Hopefully I'm saying that correctly. Another 10 cost, red, but this one does have an effect inheritable. Your Digimon gets piercing. So it's really nice for able to destroy your opponent's Digimon and still be able to attack their security. This is what makes this deck so aggro. Like, you can still thin them out and still attack their security, making it almost unable for them to keep up. So we run 4 of those. We also run 4 of the other one, the black one, the Bryludramon? Ludramon? I'm not even gonna try to pronounce that name, but we run 4 of this guy. It's also a 10 cost to cast. All of these cards are pretty much active your first turn. It says it has the inheritable ability blocker, so not only are you able to attack, you're also able to block with certain Digimon, the Ragnarlord in general. It makes it really good, especially when you have both of these on there. It just makes Ragnarlord so OP, beyond belief. So we run 4 of those as well. Those are the main, pretty much staple of any Mega Zoo Ragnarlord deck, for sure. Then it goes down to like different tech cards. I run 3 of the Volcanodramon. Rookie Rush is still a thing. Happy Yellow decks have some cards that can be removed with this, but mostly it's just Rookie Rush. And it being still a thing, I carry 3 of these for sure. It's an 11 cost, costs 1 more, has a good effect. You can also attack with it. Most people don't think about it. It's like security check +1, so you're attacking for 2 securities. Whether he lives or dies, I mean, it doesn't really matter. But if he lives through the 2 security checks, then you just thinned out his security by a lot more. And then it has also the on-play effect, delete all of your opponent's Digimon with 4,000 or less DP. There's ways to make them go down. This is very strong against purple, very strong against Shining Greymon decks, and also strong against Rookie Rush, which is, again, one of the competitors for the meta this time around. So we run 3 of those for sure. Then we run 3 other tech cards, and this is the Machine Dromons. These things are beautiful. They're 12 to cast, 1100 DP, a blocker, which is nice to have, and it also has the unplay ability, trigger de-digivolve 2 of your opponent's Digimon. As long as they're not lower than level 3, you can trash pretty much the top levels of the evolution. These bad boys are amazing because you can literally set up the play where you put him on the field, de-digivolve, you get a blocker, and the next turn you can just go ahead and do a Volcanodromon and sweep the rest of the field, which amazingly able to pretty much reset their board. So we carry 3 of those bad boys right there. And finally, the most needed tech for the Happy Meal deck, the yellow-red deck, the recovery deck. You want to have 4 of these. These literally just guarantee your success because you're so aggro, and then being able to also recover because they're not able to attack you as much as you're able to attack them. This is the god of god cards right here, man. Like, this is the best tech. It's an 10 cost. States on play, if you have 3 or fewer security, trigger recover 2 securities. When this happens to a lot of people will scoop. A lot of people will be like, okay, you dropped it down to 3, you have them down to like 2. They're like, okay, this is a close game, I've almost got it, I should be able to win. And then you drop this bad boy and you go back up to 5. Most people are like, yeah, I'm done. Like, you already dropped me down to like 2 securities. You've got 2 megas, now a 3rd mega. It's a body, so it can attack, and it recovers 2 securities. This is a must at 4. Playing any less gives you a good chance still, but it doesn't give you a guaranteed chance. Magnadromon is literally the shining star in this deck against Happy Meal, the Happy Meal deck. So we run 4 of these for sure. I would not run any less. Try to put it right there so you can still see them. Other honorable mentions that people run, the Puppetmon. I don't like it. I understand you can suspend their Digimon and then you can attack them, so their Digimon are suspended. It gives you 1 more turn. This deck's not about like close calls. This deck is about literally just dominating, and I feel like Puppetmon is low in that ability. Plus, it's a green, so you can't even Digivolve into anything from there. So as a body, it's only has 10k or 10 DP, so it's not ideal, at least not for my build. So I don't run him. The other mention that everybody's talking about, they're saying it's a good one to run, is Craniumon. Yes, it's nice for your blockers to be protected, but in all honesty, it's very situational. You run the chance of having a 13 play cost body, which makes it hard for you to sometimes cast, and then it's also only a 12 DP blocker, so the Happy Meal deck can literally negative him out all the way to pretty much gone. You have to debate if you want to Digivolve a Digimon onto him or if you want to just keep him like that, because if you do Digivolve into something, you're going to lose that ability. And then you have to hope that you have Kaiser Nail so that way you can bring him back out. And like his ability is too situational, and I feel like he doesn't provide the amount of pressure that you want to have in this deck. So I don't play him. I mean, kudos to whoever does. I mean, that's cool, but I feel like he's too situational, and I feel like he takes up space for other cards that can literally dominate the field. So I don't play him, unfortunately. Next, I play 4 of the cream of the crop, the Ragnarlord, the card that makes this deck the deck. It has Digivolve for 3, which automatically amazing. You can hard cast him for 14. Keep that in mind. You can hard cast him. Like, if you need to, do it. He's still doing an extra security +1. He doesn't need the other inheritable abilities in order to be good. You can still hard cast him if you have the what's it called, the memory. And he's still good. Like, you don't need the rest of the stuff. He has security +1 and he has reboot on his own. So that's one thing that I want to make sure and clear. Like, cast him if you can. You don't have to evolve into him. But back to the other stuff. 3 to evolve, either from black or red, which we run black and red. And it states, when you Digivolve, you may place 1 either Durandromon or Biolurdromon, I can't pronounce his name, from your hand on top of this card, Digivolve cards to gain a memory. So pretty much, if you have any Digimon, even if it's a copy of the same Digimon, you can still place it underneath him. So you either can have 1 of him and 1 of him, or, either way. You can place it you gain 3 memories. So in other words, it costs you 0 to Digivolve. So that lets you still play your Gabumons if you need to. It's a free Digivolution. So you get to draw a card, you get to evolve, you get the inheritable abilities if you have any, and yeah, you get to Digivolve. So it's a win-win situation. You attack for 2, you reboot, and then if you have blocker underneath it, he becomes a blocker. So like he attacks and defense. He is the ideal sword and shield. He is literally, I mean, he's exactly made up of that. He's made out of a big old sword and a big old shield. So he does exactly what he's supposed to. He is amazing. The most like literally underrated card when we first came up. Oh, let me go ahead and move this out of the way now, since we did this part already. But definitely, like, yeah, definitely underrated when he first came out. I love that the Megazoo idea was a concept and people grasped to it and made it what it is now. It's literally the most OP deck out there. Next, another one for Omnimons. Talking about OP. 15 to cast, 6 to evolve, and it has when Digivolve trigger, de-Digivolve all of your opponent's Digimon by 1, all of them. And if they're 15 or if they're 5,000 or less, they are deleted. That's just insane. The idea of being able to de-Digivolve them and then destroy them. I mean, their board status. If they try to go wide, you hit them with this. If they try to go narrow, you hit them with Machine Dramon. Like, no matter how they do it, they can't escape your deck. Like, you have control. You have full control of the situation depending on how you play the game. This card is another OP with 1500. Also able to hardcast. Again, same situation. If you need a body, hardcast it. I mean, we run 4, so you're not short. You're not short of Omnimons. You can hardcast 1. So 4 of this bad boy as well. Not to mention the most OP deck yet, and also the most expensive deck. It's very pricey. Very, very pricey. And finally, for our level 7s, Millenniummon. Another beautiful gem. When Digivolve, return one of your opponent's Digimon to the bottom of their deck. On deletion, if it has a Digimon Digivolution card on it, you may, and it was deleted, you may return it back to the field. It gives you 2 bodies for the price of 1. And it also gives you an effect to remove a Digimon. If they just play their Omnimon, then you can literally just put that Omnimon back into their deck and destroy their whole setup. So this card destroys wide builds. This card destroys narrow builds. It's, again, literally the most perfect combo, like ideal sword and shield. This is literally the mega sword and shield deck. Like, it just, you go offensive, defensive, it doesn't matter. This deck works. And it should, you would think it wouldn't work, but it works. So I run 3 of him. Amazing card. If I had a space for a 4th, I might run it, but if I run too many, I end up getting too clogging of hands, and I can't make them move or work. So I only run 3 of, which is more than enough. So we'll move these to the side now. Okay. All right. Finally, we go down to our Tamers. Yes, we do run Tamers. We run 2 of the Tai Chimera ones, the black ones. It states if you have 2 or less memory, you can set your memory up to 3. Also, on your opponent's turn, your black Digimon get 1000 DP. It's not that important of the 1000 DP in this deck. I mean, sometimes it helps for certain block situations. You're mostly doing it so you can set up your memory. If you have a deck that memory chokes you like green, it makes it sometimes hard to play certain cards. So this prevents them from doing that. This lets you pretty much be able to have your full hand be active at all times. So we don't play anything higher than, I believe it's 12. Besides the level 7s, which that's fine. So it makes most of your hand active at all times. So that's why we play 2 of these for those memory choking situations. And that is the only Tamers that we play. Next to our options. Of course, we play Kaiser Nail. Kaiser Nail is an awesome card in this deck. Like, just OP. OP indeed. They attack your security. This becomes active. You literally separate your guy when you have a level 7. And then you get another Mega. So now your board is wide and strong. And your opponent's just like, damn, I just gave him another Digimon to attack with. Like, what did I just do? Like, when these come out of the security, amazing. Whenever they extend too wide and they give you more memory than they should, you play this, you end up getting another body, then you evolve that body, so you get to draw a card. Like, this this card is amazing. I feel 3 is a good number. Any more, it gets too clunky again, but yeah, this card is just unbelievably good in Mega Zoo. You multiply your bodies, and for a 4 cost, yes, please, yes. So we play 3 of him. Also, another 3 up. Coyote's Breath. I think it's Coyote's Breath. Oh, Coyote's Breath. Whatever. It's a 7 cost to cast. Return one of your opponent's Digimon to its owner's hand. Trash all Digivolution cards on that Digimon. So, activates also in the security. Another great card. They play an Omnimon, they play a War Greymon, they play something big, they try to attack you and hit you for multiple hits. They activate this. They end up losing that Digimon, losing all the stuff underneath it, and now they have to replay it and have to rebuild their stack. Send them back almost maybe a turn or 2 turns. When this gets hit, it literally is devastating to your opponent, because if he's building high and you hit him with this, it's just like it hurts them. It hurts them for 2 turns, and that just makes you go up even further ahead. I could play this as 4. I like it at 3, but it's definitely a 4 of if you want to as well. I wouldn't say no to it. Also, other situations, Digimons that are pesky, you know, like we talked about Craniumon. Just remove them off the field, and after that, hit them. And if they block, well, you know, their stuff gets destroyed. If you have, we also have Millenniummon for Craniumon. So there's a lot of different solutions, but this is a good outing when you need it. So we played 3 of these. And finally, our last 2 cards. Gaia Force, of course, you know, 8 cost. Delete one of your opponent's Digimon, free deletion. Great, activates in security. It's a 2 of because I run a good amount of reds, but not enough for me to feel like I need 3 of these guys. In all honesty, I could maybe just run 1 Gaia Force and run another Coyote's Breath. But for right now, it works. It does the job. It's literally, it devastates your opponent again when it hits the security. And if you need an answer for something that you don't have an answer to, just Gaia Force it. You know, just get it off the field. And yeah, I believe that is all the cards right there that I run. Again, like I said, this is definitely not for the weak of heart. You're going to be putting some money into this deck. You can make a cheaper version of it with not all the alternate arts, but if you're going alternate art, if you're like that kind of fancy guy that wants to have everything all sparkle, then it's going to be a very expensive deck. I haven't lost any matches this past 2 weeks because of this deck, so I'm trying to build something to counter it. I have some ideas, so I'm going to test them out. But for right now, this deck is definitely the most meta deck around. It's the best of 2 worlds. I mean, you play nothing but Megas, and you control the field. It's a deck that, if played correctly, if you practice and know how to play it, it's literally unstoppable. Like I said, I've played the next best deck, which is pretty much the Happy Meal, in my opinion. In my opinion, it goes 3rd place to Rookie Rush, Happy Meal for 2nd, and Mega Zoo for 1st. Like I said, subscribe, comment, let me know what you guys think. I'm going to be posting up another deck profile here soon too. And yeah, you know, without anything else to say, y'all have a good one, man. Enjoy this deck. Peace.